Hey, what's up, folks? This is John here. I don't do these kind of things a lot, but I'm hoping this video will help out somebody. I've just installed these frame sliders that you can see. If I hold my camera just right, frame slider. You would want to install these for added safety. These could save you thousands in medical bills if you high side or low side and your bike ends up dragging you across the road and maybe tearing a leg off, which is a worst case scenario. Another worst case scenario for your bike is it drags instead of here. It breaks your fairing, which is, you know, it would stink, but what would be worse is if your engine case drags along the side of the road, something breaks, you spill all your oil on the road, and you need a full engine rebuild, which would cost you probably about as much as a whole bike. So these frame sliders could save you a lot of money. I got these for $60 on eBay. I kind of went a cheap route. I'm going to show you how I installed these. Aside from one hiccup, which I'll show you later, these were pretty easy to install. I'd say they were worth the money. Just some things maybe you can learn from my mistakes and take note. I would definitely say these are things that anyone could install if you own wrenches. So I'd say go for it. Hello there, what is up? I'm going to talk about these eBay frame sliders I bought. These were $60, and these are going to go on my Honda 2015 CBR300r. So these are just loosely thrown together. So these came in multiple pieces, and they came shipped in a bag with no instructions, but they seem pretty straightforward on how they go together. And what they do use is an 8mm, 6mm, and 2mm Allen wrench. And I picked this up off of eBay. This is a Stanley multi-set, and this actually came with, hold on, I bought that together with this, which is the standard measurements you can see here, if it focuses. 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch, all the way down to 1/16. So between these two, should have all you need if you can find sets like this online. But since we're on a big Honda Japanese bike, the metrics should do fine. So I'm going to try to give this install a try. Alright, we got rain today, but these are no-cut frame sliders. I can see where these are going to attach. They're going to attach kind of right under here, under this fairing. And these frame sliders will pop out just like that right there, protecting this whole side of the bike, this fairing, and hopefully the case as well. Here we go. Alright, so one thing neat about these frame sliders is these come off. So if you ever didn't want to have these installed, you could just pull these off the bike. You wouldn't see them, but these frame brackets would still be installed on the bike. And you could take these off as well if you wanted to. There's a squirrel in my shed. Huh. Alright, so the squirrel likes to come in my shed, which is weird. Alright, so another problem with this Chinese eBay stuff, no offense, these obviously mirror each other, and one side is left, one side is right, and I'm kind of left to figure out which side goes where, so it's going to kind of be trial and error. Alright, so after a quick running around the bike a couple times, I think the angle of this, either way, this pokes out and makes it a good no-cut slider, but I think this side is going to be the one that goes on the right side of the bike, and then this one would be the one that goes on the left side. And again, there's just no way to know which one that is from the packaging, which is frustrating, but we're going to roll with it. So let's see if I can do this without losing any parts. Whew, okay. Alright, so I got these guys installed on the right side of the frame. What I'm going to do is try to put everything back together just so that we're good, but this frame slider is going to go in right here. Just as a little sample, it's going to be right there-ish. And that'll probably go like that. and kind of blend in, look okay with the bike. It won't look bad, but added safety is a good thing. All right, here we go. All right, so we got that one in there. The fairings are back on. I think that's going to work for us. I meant to put some Loctite on there, but I forgot. But I think it's safe to say it's pretty solid on there. If it were to start coming off, then I would, you know, do something about it. But I think we're going to be all set. While we're at it, let's go ahead and try to complete this. So I'm going to take off this cover here. That's like just a reflective end piece. And that's the one we got to bolt in. So these pieces all came, like literally all came completely separate, and I had to piece them together and figure out which piece goes where. So I think this is the one we need. And this is the big Mamma Jamma 8mm that'll go here. Alright, so this is going to finish it up here. I'm going to tighten these guys on. These guys probably don't need to be crazy tight. This Allen wrench starts to bend a little bit like a torque wrench, so it's enough for me to know. Hey, we probably don't need to go any further. Alright, so I have a little bit of a decision to make as far as should that face forward or backwards. I'm going to imagine like it's I'm an X-Wing and it's a laser that I'm shooting forward. And the cool added benefit is as I ride, look at that, cruiser life. That'll be fun. And now we're all set on that side. Alright guys, this might be a good section to show you a little bit about what I'm doing if you guys are going to try to do the same thing. What you have to do is you have to unscrew this bolt right here at the top, your top fairing, and then you're going to have to unscrew this bolt right here, and that's it. There's one down there that might help a little bit, but I don't think you need to do that one. Just do these two. You're going to have to pull up and away to get this fairing to break off from this black part. And then you're going to have to pull out this one right here, but that should be pretty natural. Once you get in here, so you're going to have to figure out which hands are which. I hope you can get a good view there. Hold this open with one finger. This is the part that I'm installing. There goes my 8 or 6mm Allen wrench. And you have two bolts here, and then this one sticking out nicely right there, if you can see it. That's where your frame slider is going to go. No cuts are needed. Alright, we have to have a little bit of excitement. What you're looking at there is the stripped metal that this bolt was able to pull off. This one's looking fine. And I was able to pull that off of the machined bracket or brace right there. So, to the rescue. Zip ties. I've got one in there already. Sorry, I don't have my cell phone camera on. Let's do that for you people at home, folks at home. If you're gonna zip tie a frame slider bracket together, go ahead and put 3 or 4 of those puppies around it, and that should do if you ever go down. And then you'll just need to revisit and do more zip ties as needed. This is not the best way to do it, but you know what? It's gonna work, and I'm not gonna buy another set. Get that shot in there. Huh? Yeah, zip ties for the win. Alright folks, give you a couple more looks at these. I think we're all wrapped up. Thank you for watching this humble vid in my humble bike shed. I know it's not Instagram worthy in terms of dressing it up. I should probably be doing this on the side of a mountain, but I'm keeping it real here on this channel. If you have any questions about these frame sliders, do let me know. You can follow me on Instagram and also direct message me there. That's probably the best place to send me a message that you don't want to be public. Otherwise, just drop in the comments, and your comment might actually help somebody else out. So, one of the coolest things about these, as I showed before, is these also function as a place to rest your leg if you just want to stretch your legs out on the bike when you're riding long distances. So that's probably the primary use it's going to get, but it's just Nice to know that I have that added safety. And if I ever see any Empire scum, these also function as lasers with which I can shoot them. Just kidding. Alright guys, that is going to be all. I hope this helps somebody. You know, not every bike's the same, but if you have a 2015 Honda CBR300r, these will work specifically for you. But I know there's a lot of other bikes that work in a similar way that latch onto the frame so that you don't need to make any cuts in the fairings, and this pops right through the fairing just like that. Overall, I think I like the look of them, and I think they're going to do just fine for me. So that's going to be the last look. You know, shout out to the old bike and the lawnmower, the OGs of the shed. And shout out to you guys. Thanks for subscribing and watching. If you guys like videos that are not like this, where I ride along, Motovlog, please do subscribe. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next one. Alright, see ya.